Hey everyone, grab your tea and relax. You can tell it's been a while since I've done this. If you've never seen me before, my name is Dr. Tarvala and I usually make videos in order to share my journey through medicine with you. My aim has always been to give you a realistic insight into my life as a doctor. For those of you who have been following my channel, you know that I'm out of training at the moment. I've worked as a full-time doctor within the NHS for the last 2 years, and you may have seen in my previous vlogs that I've been locuming this year. A few months into my locum year, I realised that actually I was burnt out, and then later found that actually it wasn't even just burnout, it was actually full-on depression. In my attempt to be transparent with you about my journey, I decided to open up about that. I didn't go into exactly the details of how and why that came about, but I'm hoping that within the next few or many vlogs to come, I might unravel those events that I thought were quite crucial in getting me to where I am today, but also how I'm overcoming those. So one of the things that I should start off by saying is that since the last vlog, which was a short video that I filmed while I was in Edinburgh with a friend who was visiting me from Switzerland, the video was really short and I was just providing you with an update about what I've been up to and more importantly, how I've been feeling within myself. Alhamdulillah, for the last few weeks I've been doing much better than where I was when I first started this journey opening up about my depression. And when I reflect on why that is, it's because I've been pushing myself in order to integrate back into the routine of doing the things that I used to enjoy doing. At first it felt like a struggle, you know, the whole you have to fake it till you make it type of thing, and it just, for me, I couldn't get my head around doing things that I didn't really enjoy that much anymore and just hoping that I would get back into the rhythm of it. But actually doing those activities has given me my sense of self back and also the confidence to continue doing the things that I enjoyed and that I'm good at. And slowly, I've been enjoying those activities more, such that I don't even have to sit down so much and checklist, oh, I've done my makeup today, I've made effort to brush my hair, I'm pursuing my hobbies and bits again, I'm staying connected with friends and family. It's all started to come back to me, I could say naturally, but I can't forget and ignore the fact that at some point during the last couple of months, I had to make an active effort to make those things my routine again, such that today I can sit here and tell you that it comes to me naturally. I remember when I was at my lowest point and I told somebody about it, they said the following. I'll insert an audio clip.
Doing the little things that you like doing, despite not feeling motivated to do them, does make a big difference. And it's almost about kind of forcing it back into habit until you start enjoying again.
Maman, I'm trying to record a YouTube video. What's up?
Okay, fine. You do your YouTube video.
You're live on camera. Say hello to YouTube.
Oh, am I? Oh, hello everyone. You better subscribe to her channel because I haven't, so you have to take up my subscription spot. So fill in for me, do a good job, and keep spamming her comments with inappropriate messages. Thank you very much.
Okay, you are cancelled. Alright, I'll speak to you soon, yeah? Alright, salam alaikum. On the topic of activities, one really crucial thing that I have to mention is a major factor that led me to becoming depressed was my working environment. I talked about a certain somebody in terms of the comments that they were making over a period of time that made me feel super anxious while I was at work and felt that I was constantly having to try and prove myself to this person who was never going to actually change their mind because they told me right at the beginning how they felt about me and what their decision about my placement was going to be, what they thought about YouTubers and what their opinion was on the fact that I did social media and a bunch of other stuff you can find in the original video. Constantly feeling on edge at work, especially in the context of the pressures on the NHS and our staff, it was really counterproductive. At the time, of course, I was trying my best to stay afloat, which I did. Fortunately, I feel it didn't impact my care that I gave to patients at the end of the day, but it did down the line impact the way that I felt within myself. So what I did is I took some time away from work entirely. I started doing very few shifts in a department that I actually thrived in, a department that I thought people were lovely and people took care of each other and worked together, and it was very healthy. However, inevitably, because it was still the same hospital, I would have to interact with other departments and see the same person at times as well. And therefore I decided to just have a fresh start entirely and also explore NHS in a completely different part of the country. Things are entirely different here. We're back using paper systems, prescribing on paper drug chart, using my bougie pen. I've got this one that says grab your tea. I put a sticker on it. This is a Swarovski, just like a normal pen, but just with a bit of blink, because you guys know what I'm like. And then I've got this fountain pen that was super inexpensive. It was like a tenner off Amazon, and I can change the thickness, so depending on how I angle the pen, which I think is super cool, and I love it, love it, love it. And I hope this is a reminder to you guys that no matter if something comes across as like small and insignificant to somebody, if it makes you happy, then you do that thing that makes you happy. Another thing about this hospital where I'm working is that people are so nice. It's such an intimate setting. There aren't that many staff because it's a much smaller hospital, which means that everyone gets to know each other and it feels much more like a team taking care of patients within the community. The departments are very much interlinked, from A&E to medicine to surgery, and I haven't decided on what I want to specialize in yet, so for me it's really nice to be able to be taking care of patients in all three settings. Now, a question that I was asked recently was, if I have depression, can I work? And depression affects people in different ways, as with all mental health. So for some people, working is actually beneficial, and for others, it might be that they decide that they actually are better off not working for a period of time or for a longer period of time. I felt very much like something was missing when I wasn't working, because I really enjoyed my job and taking care of patients, having that patient interaction and working within a team in order to advance care in our community. So I decided to come back to work. I'm currently living out. I'm living really close to my hospital, so I don't have the stress of a commute, especially an expensive commute as I found in London. Public transport for me was an hour and 15 minutes to the hospital and back, and there were loads of times that my brother picked me up, which I'm really grateful for, and that really made a difference to how exhausted I felt at the end of a shift, especially within the winter months when it's quite a drag to get to work, when it's raining and cold and yeah, that sort of thing. So my message to you guys is, if you are struggling with working, if you have any sort of underlying mental conditions, or even if you don't have any mental illness and you are just not really happy or thriving at work, then I think everybody should consider trying to work in a different environment if they can, especially if you feel that there are triggers at work for your mental health deterioration. Of course, you might want to explore with your department if there are ways around it, but in my case I just thought it would be nice to have a fresh start. But also for me, this was more about living alone, trying to get my independence back, doing things for myself, because living at home where my mum is so good to me and she does everything for me, it gets to a point where I get a bit lazy, and with my depression, getting lazy was not what I wanted. I know sometimes it could feel like, oh, if somebody is struggling, then as a mother she would want to do things for me, but actually I needed to do things for myself again. The last thing I wanted was to then start feeling dependent on other people for my survival, and therefore feel even worse about my ability to do things for myself, which I felt in my case of depression, it was a little bit of a theme where I felt like I couldn't do the things that I used to be able to do anymore, or couldn't find the desire to do those things, rather than like an ability thing. So yeah, it does kill your confidence. If you are invested in my journey, I hope this update will put a smile on your face, and a message to anybody struggling with their mental health: you matter, There is support out there in order to help you through the phase that you're going through. The situation you're in is most likely not permanent, and it's one within your control that you can change. I know it can be super rough to be at rock bottom and feel like nothing is going well for you. There's nothing that you feel the desire to do. But with the right support and faith in yourself that you will get out of that dip, you will get there. And I hope that this video, when you compare me to how I was a couple of months ago, gives you a little bit of encouragement that you can get there if you try. You matter, people love you, people care for you, you're amazing, and you've got this. And lastly, just to say, I have continued to get my weekly therapy sessions via BetterHelp. Just a disclaimer, they are not sponsoring this video, but I will leave my referral link here. If you sign up using my link, you'll get a free therapy session, as will I, so it's win-win. And of course, once you've signed up, you can generate your own referral link and share that with your friends and family so that you can get free therapy sessions, and so can they. Hopefully that might help making therapy a bit more accessible for people. As for the NHS therapy that I've been waiting for, which I told you about in my last video, I'm still waiting on it. They told me when I signed up that it will be a 3-month wait before I get to speak to anybody. And to be honest, I didn't really want to sit around for 3 months and just kind of wait for that. I really wanted to do things for myself, and I continued with getting therapy privately. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you in any way, then please consider hitting the like button. It will help me out. Share this video with anybody you think would find it useful, and make sure you've hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss my videos, as I've not been posting as frequently as I would like to. YouTube doesn't tend to show my videos as much, so clicking this button is super important. And yeah, keep grabbing your tea and looking after yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.